I was originally going to try to play Paper Mario. Unfortunately, that is stuck on my Wii Virtual Console through the Wii U. I don't have a classic controller that works with that. So, I don't know, let's play some Kirby. For all intents and purposes, this is a test recording. So, in the future, expect Paper Mario. Suspend point, what? Huh? What do you mean a suspend point, huh? Okay. What? What is happening? Do I have to play this game with the gamepad? Oh, it's set... have this be controller 1? Can you be controller 1? Can I make it so the gamepad is not controller 1? That would be nice, but huh. Okay. Okay, maybe if I reset? Sure, let's reset it. It's a wild wasteland out here in the world of the Wii U. Make no mistake. Yes, this is Kirby 64. I still cannot use this as controller 1. Settings. Yes, change order. Please. Thank you. I am controller 1 now. Hooray, I'm now controller 1. Alright, beautiful. Oh, interesting. Also, you can't use the sticks for this game. That's weird. Alright, well. Let's delete this, because why not? It means nothing to me. Yes. What options do we have? Minigames. I don't... oh, it's to play minigames. Okay, well, we don't care about that. Enemy info? Oh, that's... oh, good. Yeah, this is useful. Wonderful. Settings? Stereo and mono. Display. What is... huh? I don't know. This looks cool. I don't know what that did. You know how to use Kirby's copy ability. Yup. Oh, good. Him got bonked. So yeah, this will probably never be released. But if it does get released, then please understand that, Paper Mario eventually. For now, enjoy some Kirby. Perhaps this will get a Let's Play someday, too. I don't know. So yeah, originally, I had set out to, start Paper Mario. And me being the fool I am, I, didn't think that, oh yeah, there'd be any issues. I was just like, oh, I understand. It turns the UI into... okay. Anyways, as I'm trying to explain, I went to play, Paper Mario. That is not the right button. There it is. Okay, well, goodbye. I went to play Paper Mario, and me, being the dummy that I am, I didn't think there would be any issues. Goodness, the controls for this game are very different from what I remember. It's okay, though. So originally, I was just like, oh, it's on the Wii U, it'll be fine, things will be great. There shouldn't be any issues. I'm sure we'll be able to play it, no worries, you know? I'm certain that the Pro Controller for the Wii U will work just fine, yada yada. I didn't remember or realize that I have Paper Mario on the Wii's Virtual Console. Not the Wii U, the Wii. So while I can still access the game, unfortunately, Paper Mario requires you to use either the GameCube controller, which is not an applicable option on the Wii U, even with the adapter. Trust me, I tried. So in order to play the game, I need a Wii Classic controller, which plugs into the Wiimote. You can also use a Classic Pro controller, which I also do not have. Again, it plugs into the Wiimote. So unfortunately, I could not access Paper Mario because, well, I literally can't play the game. It has a little pop-up menu that says, hey, you need to press the A button on player 1 to progress the screen. Should you press anything else on any other controller, it just brings you back to the Wii menu. Now, I'm sure you're thinking to yourself, what is any of this, right? Like, why is this the way it is? Well, you see... Also, how do I float in this game? Can I not do it when I have the sword? I can't do it when I have the sword. Okay. So anyways, point is, I don't have a classic controller, so I can't play Paper Mario. I'll get one eventually, but I had the bright idea, because I own a SNES Classic, to plug in the SNES Classic controller into the Wii remote. It fits. I kid you not, by doing that, you can get past the screen. However, while it sounds like things would work, unfortunately, that controller does not have analog input, which is required in order to move Mario in Paper Mario. So, unfortunately, while I can press the A button over and over again and type my name as all A's and then hit enter and, you know, get through the intro of the game, once you actually get into the castle and have control of Mario, all you can do is jump and spin. So, yeah. Originally, there was going to be Paper Mario. Unfortunately, I literally can't play it because I'm a goobus. Also, I totally missed a crystal shard in that first level. Oopsie. So yeah, at least the Wii U seems to work very well. So that's good. I do not wish for this ability anymore. I require... Oh, Umbrella's not an ability in this one, right. Yeah, the Wii U works wonderfully. That is, you know, good. Because I, you know, wanted to test that as well. Unfortunately, we were not able to play Paper Mario, so, instead we have some temporary Kirby 64. It was not my intention to play this game, but I wish to at least put the idea out there that, Paper Mario is coming. Once I get a controller that actually works. Unfortunately, that is kind of the crux of the issue. So, someday. But, unfortunately, today... Is that gonna... Oh my goodness. Unfortunately, today, we may not have any Paper Mario. So, for the future, yes. For now, no. Explicitly. Admittedly, I'm really sad about that because I really wanted to play the game. Because I haven't played it in forever. So, oh, interesting. So, oh well, I suppose. I'm honestly just kind of astounded that the SNES Classic controller even responded. To me, that's insane. Like, I had hope for a very brief minute. The other, really sad thing is that, I have the GameCube adapter for, you know, when Smash came out. Unfortunately, that does not work either, because when you are in the, menus, it doesn't register for controls. So, while it seems like it would work, it does not. I read somewhere that if you put in Smash for Wii U, like Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, it'll enable the adapter. It does not. I tried it and I hoped very, very fervently. It doesn't work, unfortunately. But I had a hope for a minute. Also, is there crystal down here? There is. Aha. But yeah, it's been a journey to try to get, you know, Paper Mario working. Unfortunately, it just wasn't in the cards. So someday, yes. And plus two, for anyone who is in the know, the Wii U and Wii, as well as I believe 3DS stores, are all closed now. So I can't even buy the game, unfortunately. So while it would be cool to show the game off in, you know, full HD via the Wii U, I can't do that because I literally can't buy the game on the Wii U. And originally, it wasn't released for the Wii U. It was only on the Wii's Virtual Console. So, because I kind of forgot about it, admittedly, I didn't re-buy the game once it did finally release on the Wii U's Virtual Console. So, I only have it via the Wii. So yeah, it's, you know, problem after problem. But eventually, once I get the controller, we will have Paper Mario. And I am incredibly excited for that. But for now, I figure enjoy some good old Kirby 64, because this game is adorable. Look at him, little drawn man. Unfortunately, my current ability makes me explode and is not very good. So, you know. Yeah, I figured I kind of wanted to just throw that out there, that like, hey, it's coming eventually. Once I get a controller and things work, it'll be great. Until then, unfortunately, I am, well, I'm stuck playing whatever I have on the actual Wii or Wii U Virtual Console, which is fine. I have a pretty good variety of games. Unfortunately, oh, this might kill me. Yeah, that killed me. Okay. This ability is really bad. But, yeah. Look at him, he's so cute. Come here. So I guess in the meanwhile, I could play something else, like Fire Emblem, or Fire Emblem Sacred Stones. But, you know, I was in a Paper Mario mood. You know, I wanted to play that and, you know, show it off for everybody. But, oh well, I suppose. At this point, this recording is more or less just a test, just to see how the Wii U does, and to see if it, you know, records and works properly, which so far is so good. One of the things I kind of noticed in some of the other games that we've played is that sometimes there are occasional audio stutters, and I think it was some weird setting on the capture card. I think it was converting the signal to, I think it was like 640 by something. Basically, it was a big setting that I more or less just turned off because I didn't realize I had it turned on. So hopefully the audio stuttering will cease. In the event that it doesn't, it might just be that that's what the card does. I really don't know. Because I don't think I had any audio stuttering when I did Dark Souls. But it was certainly there when we played through Mother 3, and it was also there when we did the third game too, Cave Story Plus. So, you know. Either way, I'm trying my best to make it work for what I got going on. And I think I'm doing a pretty decent job. How do I hurt you, Adeline? Like, can I just puff you? Can I hit you with a... Oh, yeah. Okay. Huh. Cool. Yeah, things are in the works. And, it's fun. So I suppose in the meanwhile, we will enjoy some extremely casual Kirby 64. Because it's cute. Eventually, I probably will actually come back and play through this entire game because it really is adorable. And frankly, there's not been a system in Kirby like this where you combine abilities. So I think it's super unique in that regard. But, yeah. I appreciate any and all patience. And, you know, it kind of is what it is. That's life sometimes. Things don't always work out. And you know what? That's okay. So in the meanwhile, we simply make do. You give me flame sword, right? Oh, no, you give me flame arrow. I don't want that. It was cutter that did that. Right. Ooh, I bet cutter and needle. Oh, cutter is very weird in this one. I was going to say, I bet cutter and needle does something kind of interesting, so let's try that out. Cutter and needle. Oh. Huh. Well, it seems good, so screw it. Let's keep using it. I feel like cutter and cutter would just make a big cutter. Oh, you know what's probably cool, though? Cutter and electric. Let's actually try to get that. That seems cool. I want to say that the second crystal in this level is located if you beat the boss without taking damage, that mid-boss there. I might be wrong, though. It's been a while since I've played this game. It's so cute, though. This is one of the ones that I hope someday I find it and own it on actual hardware. Recently I actually just obtained a copy of Radiant Dawn for the Wii, which is super exciting. Yeah, this is another one that I hope someday to own. I tell you though, game collecting is expensive. So, I suppose we'll see what... Gosh darn it, I got bonked. Ah, goodness, alright. Well, I guess let's see if we can see what electric and cutter does, and then maybe come back. There was one combination I know that's really cool, because it basically gives Kirby, like, a double, like, light sword. It's really sweet. It might be cutter and electric. I don't remember, though. But still, this is one of the fun things about this game, is that there are so many combinations. Like, cutter and bomb, for instance. Like, what is that? I know there's one where it's like you're a firework explosion. There's like a refrigerator. There's so many interesting things. I think this is where it is, actually. It's in that. Because I remember there being a way to break those. Well, that explicitly was not what I wanted to do. Let's try again.
Oh yeah. Let's do it, Kirby. Let's get some crystal shards.
So I think we'll stick with cutter, because it seems pretty good. Also, too, admittedly, cutter in normal Kirby games, like, say, Kirby's Adventure, or, you know, any game that's not 64, is one of my absolute favorite abilities, because it's so versatile and it plays so well. It has range, it has up-close moves. It's just phenomenal all around. And to be fair, I think a lot of people really like cutter. I feel like beam's a pretty good one, too. I don't know if beam is in this game, though. There might be a way to make, like, an equivalent effect to beam, though. I just don't remember. That's one of the things about doing, like, Let's Plays and stuff, is that it's been a very long time since I've played a lot of these games. So, like, for Paper Mario, I'd have to completely refresh myself just because it's been so long. Alright, we beat him. So, yeah, it's not for not taking damage. It's definitely that thing in the ground. Which I think you need some combination of bomb for, but I don't remember. Gosh darn it, I wanted to leave him alive. Sir Kibble, I'm so sorry. I was gonna say if there was another one, it would work too, but I don't think there's another cutter on this level. Because admittedly... Okay. I was like, I want to try bomb and cutter, but... Yeah, see, I think this is why they give you these two. Is because they want you to use them to blow up this. Yep. There you go. There you go. Yeah, it's a bit of a hidden one. And I think the first time we came through, I just had the sword, so I just left it. I don't know what... Did we try bomb and electricity? I think we did. I think that made, like, the little Sparky Zap thing, didn't it? Forget, is it... You want it to be... Yeah, you want it to be back for him to jump further. Right. Yeah. Well, I suppose we will see what we can combine with bomb here. Rocket, are you also bomb? I don't remember. Excuse me, gentlemen. I require something to combine my bomb with. Yeah, I think you also are bomb. You are bomb. Okay. Yeah, that's not all that helpful. Bomb's a fairly classic Kirby ability too, though. Cool. I'm like, ooh, let's get bomb and cutter finally, and I just biff it completely. Story of my life, huh? Ow. Yeah, we'll find something to combine with cutter. I think it's freeze and electricity that gives you the refrigerator. And I know there's one too where I think you get like No, I mentioned the fireworks already. There are no other ones that I remember thinking about it. Oh yeah, and isn't that a thing too, that in this game you can't fly infinitely or something? I feel like I remember... Yeah, see, he eventually gets tired. I don't think there's any other Kirby game where that's the case, where he eventually gets tired. Which is a super weird mechanic. You would think that that was like, you know... That's like some pretty classic Kirby stuff of like, you know... Can I not break these? Uh-oh. That's bad. Yeah, it's weird that he doesn't have infinite flight. Because I think in every other Kirby game he does. I think this is like one of the only ones where he doesn't. Which is interesting. I wonder what challenges they put later in the game to like counter that. Because I don't remember any off the top of my head. I will leave that Sir Kibble alive in the hopes that we find something interesting to combine. It doesn't look like we will. Which is a shame. I did not want to do that. Turns out the right stick on the Wii U Pro controller works as a directional. What is this? That's a big green. I wonder if because cutter is green, if it wants like dual cutter for that. Let's try it out. Also, it's weird, too. This game actually uses the D-pad and not the analog stick, which is unique. Not that I'm complaining. Oh, yeah, that looks like it would do something. If it doesn't, then, well, I don't know. Hello. Yes, it works. Woohoo! Very cool. Hi, Adeline. Ooh, a Maxim tomato. Very nice. Now look, don't get your hopes up because I'm about to talk about this, but I remember that the little fairy from this game, I think her name is Ribbon, I know a lot of people draw her as that one Toho character. I forget her name, but I know a lot of people draw her as that, and she reminds me of it expressly. So just something that every time I see her in the back of my head, I'm like, why aren't you blue? I think it's Cierno? Cierno? I don't remember her actual name, but point is, there's a character in Toho that apparently looks like Ribbon. Or Ribbon looks like her, I'm not really sure which, admittedly. So, oh, we can't go beyond these. Uh-oh. We can't go up either. That's no good. So yeah, oh, you can climb them. Oh. Well, that simplifies things a lot. Also, was there electric on this? It looked like there was. There's something. That is for sure. There is something. Alright, hold up. My good sir, your finest electric? No? I guess we can't grab that. Well, we'll grab fire. Up we go. Now, speaking too of like other issues that I've been having with recording and whatnot, another big one is a lot of plosive sounds where, like, you know, I'm talking and then I'll breathe into the mic, essentially, when I'm talking with like a big P noise. Like when I said Polar Star and Cave Story Plus, that was a big one. So I gotta work on that. Honestly, I think I need a little filter. But I also maybe just need to work on, you know, not speaking quite so deep or something. Alright, well, DDD, you put up a good fight. Where are you going, buddy? Okay. What a strange fight this is. Alright, well, good job. You still going? No? Alright, cool. Sayonara. Look at Kirby go. What a cute little fella. Yeah, and then doesn't DDD come with us? With Waddle Dee? Yeah, he does. He's like, man, I can't leave Kirby to do whatever he wants. Hold up.
There we go. Oh, yeah, we got it.
I don't know what this is. It looks important, though. Look at that. I think we got all the things. Oh, we did. We're so good. It only took me, like, way longer than it should have. Oh. Oh. Oh, ho, ho. Can I not kill these guys with fire? I can. They just take multiple hits. The more you know. The more you know. Let's go here and see if we can get some electric. What is, yeah, like cutter and electric. That would be, okay. Rock and fire. Right, that gives us the volcano. That's an okay one. I'm not a huge fan of it. Be gone. Oh, you know what? I do remember a combination. I think it's rock and electric, which gives you, like, a rocket or something weird. Or maybe it's bomb and rock. I don't remember. There's some combination that gives you, like, straight up a missile launcher. And it's insane. Is it rock and bomb? No, that gives you the dynamite, which is terrible. Ow. Yeah, any of the abilities that can hurt you, I think, are bottom tier, and I'm not a fan of them. Ow. Be gone, Gordo. Be free, my spiky friend. I'll take your sandwich, though. That's very helpful. Yeah, so let's take Spark, which is pretty good from what I remember. Yeah, it was Spark and Needle that's not phenomenal. You know what? Hold up, hold up. Let's go out Because there are some interesting things we could combine this with. Like Spark and Rock, for instance. What does this do? What is this? Like electrokinesis? Like what is going on here? This is an incredibly interesting option. I don't think it's what we want, but interesting. So here, let's go back. Let's try Spark and Bomb. It gives us Light Bulb. Oh, right, and Light Bulb is used for a lighting puzzle later on. Right. That's a cool one, too. I want to try Cutter and Electric, because I think that gave you a pretty cool ability from what I remember. Yeah, and this is also interesting that he, like, has, like, the small field and then the big one. A lot of the abilities in this game are super different from what they normally are in Kirby games, which I think is really cool. It's a super different Kirby game, and I think it's a lot of people's favorite for that reason. Plus, like, the visuals still just look really good. At least I think so. Ooh, Electric and Fire? Oh, that sounds cool. Let's do it. What do we got? What is this? Oh, this is horrible. Yeah, that, Can't say I'm a fan of that. Well, thanks for trying. I will take Cutter now. Okay. I will not take Cutter now. Oh. Huh. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how he died. I guess friction killed him? How strange. Oh well. Yeah, so we can respawn enemies actually fairly easily. That's good to know. I thought they were just... oh. Really? Again? My good sir, I just want Cutter. There we go. We know Flame and Cutter is cool. That gives us the Great Sword, which honestly, sweet ability. Super big fan of that. But I wish to have Cutter and Electric because I want to see if that makes the cool thing. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think the after explosion of the bomb would hurt me. And we're all the way back. Good, good. Alright, wonderful. Oh, older video games, how I love you. Granted, it's no one's fault other than my own. Oh yeah, hey. This should give us the fridge, right? Yeah! It's so cute. Especially because it actually gives you healing items, which is crazy. Yeah, and I think it just infinitely gives you heals, which is insane. What a overpowered combination. Maybe it doesn't give you infinite of them, but I know it gives you quite a few. Also, I really need to collect these stars if I'm going to keep dying like this. It's not exactly something I'm proud of, but at the same time, I'm, you know, messing around. I'm experimenting. Why are you back? Hoppy Bros Jr. Hello, my good sir. You know, I guess this is the reason. Like, this area here, this is why the flight isn't infinite. Is because if it was, you could really easily cheese this entire segment. Which, I mean, I don't think it would be a bad thing. But it's weird that it's so limited like it is. Oh well, I suppose. Yeah, and that's why they probably expect you to, like, drop down like that and then float up here. And they probably... Yeah, it's probably on a timer. So I bet they made it long enough so that way you could get it regardless of if you were a knower. If you were a known knower. Oh, this is a phenomenal skill for this fight. That's really good. It's a shame I can't go back up and grab the 1-up, but we almost got another 1-up anyways. So it's all good. Ooh, card. Woohoo! Oh, I wonder if those are the enemy info cards. That would make sense. Let's go to level 1. Let's try to get Cutter now. Come on, baby. Not fire. We've seen that.
There we go.
No! Oh. Yes, this gives you the double light sword. What a cool ability this is. I feel like this is one that a lot of people use for a very long time because it's just really good. Plus, you can move the entire time you're using it, and it has a massive hitbox. Super great ability. I don't think this one's ever used for anything, but man, is it cool. Hello there, big man. And look at that damage. Insane. Wispy doesn't stand a chance against this. Bonk. Bonk. I almost guarantee that this entire power-up was made and popularized because Star Wars had basically just come out. I could be wrong, but I mean, what other franchises have you seen, you know, a double light sword that hums and glows like this, right? It had to have been Star Wars. Specifically, obviously, Darth Maul. You know, I gotta admit, though, I have never liked Star Wars. I've seen, like, all the original movies, never liked them. Not to say there's, you know, nothing there of value, but, like, they have never been my favorite movies. It's probably because, when I would go over to, like, a cousin's house, they didn't have, cable or anything to, like, watch. So I always just, you know, watched what they had on DVD. Unfortunately, it was either Indiana Jones or Star Wars. So I think for that reason, I got really sick of seeing Star Wars every time I saw them. So, you know, I've watched a couple of the movies since from a bunch of friends wanting to watch it. But, again, I've still not been like, this is great, you know? I kind of watch it and I'm like, yep, it's Star Wars. So, I don't know. And again, that's not to say it's bad or anything. It's just, it's not my thing. Especially any of the newer stuff. Man, that's garbage. Like, I've walked in on family watching, like, the newer movies or on DVD or whatever, and, like, man, is that just schlock. Like, I don't know, man. Now, granted, devil's advocate, I've never really been one for movies. Like, there have been movies I've watched and I've been like, yeah, no, these are really good, and I've enjoyed them. But I'm not, like, a movie person, right? Like, that's not my thing. That's not my hobby. Like, I'm obviously, you know, I like video games. I like board games. I like card games. I'm not one for, I'm going to sit down and watch a movie or show. Like, that's not my thing. Now, admittedly, I do put on things like YouTube in the background, like, say, like, other Let's Plays or, you know, Vine Sauce or something like that. I'll do that, but it's certainly, you know, TV and shows and things like that aren't my thing at all. And nothing against anyone who, you know, likes TV and watches it or whatever, but, like, it is not for me. Now, I will say, though, like, despite, you know, not being a big movie person or anything like that, I still have my favorites, of course. Like, you know, there are still movies I've seen and I go to see and whatever. Generally at the behest of friends, but, like, I'll do it. I think one of the more recent ones I saw was, what was it? The new Godzilla, Godzilla -1. That was really enjoyable, actually. I super enjoyed that. That was fun. It's funny because my one friend, he comes up to me, he's like, man, I got no one to go see this with me, and I really want to see it, and I need an excuse. Do you want to come with me and watch this? And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So we went and saw it in theaters, and, like, it was a pretty good experience. I mean, I'm not, like, a huge Godzilla fan or anything, but, like, it was good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Otherwise, I'm trying to think of, like, other movies, too. I think I saw the Puss in Boots movie in theaters. That was actually pretty good. I saw that with another group of friends. And then I'm trying to think. I think I wasn't around for when, in my hometown, they did, an entire, like, Studio Ghibli, however you say it, movie marathon. I always said Ghibli, to be honest. But, I wasn't around when they did that. And, like, I hate myself. Well, like, one of my favorite, Ghibli movies is, Princess Mononoke. Super big fan of that. So, like, I've seen that, and I own it on DVD and whatever. Well, I guess we have double spike now. But, yeah, so, like, there are movies that I've seen and I enjoy. You know, like, I'm not, you know, totally against them. It's just, it's not my thing to go out and see and watch movies, like, at all. It's never been my thing. It probably never will be. You know, it is what it is. It's, you know, like I said, it's not like it's bad if you like or watch movies or anything. It's just, you know, not my thing. And to be fair, like if there's a movie someone enjoys and is like, oh, you gotta see this, it's like, I'll humor them, you know, like, I'll go watch it, you know, I'll see it. I'm never gonna be like, oh, no, hell no, I don't, you know, whatever, like, no, if it's something I've seen or know about, you know, I'm still gonna be like, look, you know, it's not my thing. But I'm never gonna be like, oh, you're dumb because you watch movies or, you know, anything like that. Like, that's so pretentious and just, you know, being an asshole. There's no point in me doing that. But, you know, it is what it is. Like, we all have our opinions. I mean, I'm certain there are so many people in the world that are like, video games are the dumbest thing ever. I mean, it's funny. Speaking of Ghibli or whatever, I'm pretty sure the guy, like, behind that studio hates games, like, with an intense passion. That's, like, a very known thing, which I think is hilarious. It's especially funny, too, because I'm pretty sure he helped work on, oh, what was the game? Ni no Kuni? Wrath of the White Witch, I think? And that was, like, a huge thing, because it was, like, he hasn't done games or anything ever, because he hates them. Now, I might be getting the story a little wrong, but I remember that being a thing. Are you a power? Well, now I'll never know. Homie threw a bone at me and boned me. Messed up. Did I get all the crystals? I don't know. Yeah, another card. Woohoo! Look at DDD. That'd be me at a picnic. I didn't. I missed a crystal. Where did I miss a crystal? Oh, that annoys me more than it should. It was at the end, though. So wherever I missed a crystal, I don't know. Fire and needle. What did this give me? Was this the bow? This was the bow. I was not a big fan of the bow, because it's very limited. It's not bad damage, admittedly. The bow and fire, pretty good damage, because it does like the holy water from Castlevania effect on the ground. But it's also not a very quick skill, so I'm not a huge fan of it. It has phenomenal range, though. You know what I should try out? Needle and rock. That's probably a cool one. Come here, Mr. Cactus. Here we go. Did we try this? No, we didn't. Yeah, it's drill. This is, like, actually a pretty good one. Yeah, and that fires the rocket. Right. Right, because I remember there was something with rock that made, like, a rocket effect. It's this. It's drill. Yeah, this is a pretty good one. Especially because, like, it moves you, which is really nice. Pretty good. I don't know if its damage is phenomenal, but I guess we'll see. At the very least, it clears out the way. Ow. I didn't think that would hurt me like that. Yeah, because here was what? Here was the first or second crystal? I don't know where the third one would have been. I almost wonder if there's a power-up I need to break these blocks, and we just didn't have it. That's very possible. Because I didn't see it during the sand rising segment, which is where I'd figure they would have hidden one. Oh, this is actually pretty good for damage. Especially because it's just a pretty straight projectile. Alright, cool. Yeah, and like, you can't go beyond the screen, so there's no way the crystal was here. Alright. Maybe you have to kill every enemy or something? I don't know. Might be another one of those tricky ones where it's like, it's hidden super well. It wouldn't surprise me. Kirby games do that a lot, where they hide things, like, surprisingly well for being, you know, a children's video game. Not there. See, this little part right here, this feels like this should be something. Like you should be able to, like, you know, break these, and it's, like, in these. And maybe it is. Maybe I am a fool. Maybe if you sit here long enough, it shows up. I don't know. Yeah, because we checked out here, and it wasn't anywhere here. So let's work on the assumption that it's out here. Oh, maybe it's there. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it needs, like, a special thing? Oh, or that's what it probably is. The little fish up here. I totally ignored him. You know what? I probably need some sort of ability to fill this up and help him. That's gotta be what it is. Why else would that be there? But what ability would I bring to him to fill that up? I don't know. Unless it's just, like, up here somewhere. Be weird. I'm not seeing it. Is it up here? Maybe it is. I don't know. Also, it's funny that you can see the pyramids in the background, like, just floating. Because they didn't expect you to come up this high. Yeah, no, it's not up here. How weird. Maybe I go and zap the fish. Maybe that's the solution for some reason. Well, now I can't even zap the fish. Look what we've done, game. There we go. Now we can zap the fish, assuming he comes back. He doesn't. Oh, that's bad. Okay. Weird. I wonder what you need then. Unless, I wonder, is this color pattern telling me what I need? I need stone and electric. That might be it. That might totally be it. Yeah, it's, like, very clear. It's like you need water there or something that produces water, and I don't know what produces water. Also, yeah, let's do double electric. Oh. Uh-huh. This is an ability and a half. Huh, okay. So it just has a way bigger radius. Alright, that's cool. Ow. I don't know why I keep walking into those. We really could use that tomato. I messed it up entirely. Oh, that annoys me, though. Let's try the electric and stone theory. I feel like that's a winner. I feel like that's a big winner. What a weird ability this is, though. I wonder if it, like, chains. Like, is that the idea? Like, no? Interesting. I mean, it keeps a surprisingly big damage field around you, so, like, I guess not bad. It would be really great for if you need to just clear out a big area of things, though. Ooh, stone and electric. I don't think I can get you without just murdering you. Yeah. See, but wasn't that drill? Yeah, it was, too, and we tossed it away. It's probably this, then. Because how much you want to bet you got to drill that stone, and that's, like, the idea. And that's why it's showing you. It's like you need the gray, or the, not gray. The brown and the yellow. That would be super clever if that is what it is. If it's not, I have no idea. And I've wasted everyone's time, including my own. I guess we'll see.
I'm a boulder.
Oh, you can actually move with Stone Kirby in this one. That's weird. Huh. Cool. It's also weird, too, that it's, like, so early on do they, you know, start hiding things so well? Is what I'm gonna say. Because it's like, I feel like this is very hidden for wherever it is. It's like, this is crazy. Also, can you float up in there? Yes, you can. Alright, cool. I guess this is the hardest part, isn't it? Oh, no. Not at all. you just walk into him. Easiest boss. Just become Stone. Giga Chad Kirby. Just walk into him. Fucking kill him. What does it matter? That's kind of hilarious. I wonder if you can do this whole segment as Stone, too. My only worry is that he's not fast enough to cross this. He barely isn't. Oh, that's so sad. Oh, and that actually screwed us. That's bad. Can I try again? That's so funny. I mean, look, I was committed to it. I was like, I'm gonna try this. What happens, happens. Fire and needle. This gives us something. Yeah, the bow. I hate the bow. Out of here. We will take regular needle, thank you. Which, regular needle in this game is not my favorite. In certain other Kirby games, I really loved this ability. I think it was, what Kirby was it? It was the one on Game Boy, I think. Not Amazing Mirror, because I have that one. It was, oh god, I don't remember its name. But I remember going up like a tree, and there were like these little caterpillar guys, and those dudes were, one, adorable, and two, they looked like little bumblebees. And those guys gave you needle, and I remembered liking that ability because of it. That's a very weird and specific story, but I remember that distinctly on my Game Boy Advance. I don't think I have that game anymore, which is really sad. I really liked that one. I don't even remember its name, which I guess goes to show you how real of a Kirby fan I am. Yeah, I don't even remember. It was like Kirby... No, I just really don't remember the name. I was gonna say, Squeak Squad was the one on the DS, which I did have, and that was phenomenal. I loved Squeak Squad. But I don't remember what that Game Boy one was. And it's like, I remember Amazing Mirror, because I have that one still. Yeah, I don't remember what the other Kirby one was. That makes me a little sad, to be honest, because I can't remember it, and like, clearly I liked the game well enough to remember that. Man, that's actually gonna bug me. You know, I might have to look that up, actually, like, real quick, while we're doing this intense escape segment. Yeah, wow, that actually bugs me way more than it should. You know, I guess, too, to be fair, it's fitting that, you know, it's a Game Boy game for Kirby because he debuted on the Game Boy. Both Kirby's Dream Land 1 and 2 were Game Boy, and then it was Kirby's Dream Land 3 that was on, I believe SNES. So I think, what, Kirby's Adventure was on NES, right? So let me look this up. Kirby GBA games. Hold up. There's Amazing Mirror, which I played. And then... the other one. Nightmare in Dreamland, right? That was the one? Right? Am I crazy? Where is it? I'm pretty sure it was Nightmare in Dreamland. It was Nightmare in Dreamland. I loved this Kirby game. Yeah, because it had him with the little bandana on the cover, and like the whole thing was you fought Meta Knight. That was lovely. I loved that game. I'm pretty sure that was the one that had the little bumblebee things. If it's not, I'm insane, and I guess check me into a mental ward. But, yeah, I really liked that game. Hello, Mr. Fish. I'm gonna leave you alone, because I don't know if you're friend or foe. I think you're friend. Please, ow. Alright, I'm gonna trust you not to electrify yourself, or dodge this. Alright, beautiful. Oh, it's this ability. That is definitely not the drill. I don't think this is what you needed. I guess let's try this on the wall? Yeah, unironically, that is actually the solution. That's crazy. Alright, at least it was intuitive. Man, what a requirement, though. You have to get through the whole level with just stone and then get electric at the very end. That's insane. I say this is insane as it's, you know, a baby Kirby game that, you know, is made for, like, 3-year-olds. That is one thing I do love about Kirby, is that universally the games are just fun, and they're so accessible to, like, everyone who plays them. It's such a really good series because of that. Like, it's phenomenal. I biffed that hard. Yeah, Kirby, I'm right there with you, buddy. Alright, let's actually take a look at a new level now that we're not playing in the same desert for 5 hours. So, Spark and Needle? I don't know that I want Spark and Needle. Ah, yes, Tomahawk, which is stone? Not gonna lie, I didn't think that was going to instantly kill me. Cool. Very cool, Kirby, thank you. It's no one's fault other than my own, admittedly. You know, what a sick joke, too. I could have just got the exact ability I needed in the next level. That's so funny. Oh, leave it to me to overcomplicate things and be a goober! I deserve that, don't I? That's kind of insane how dangerous they actually make that at this point in the game. Yeah, this is the really bad ability that kind of just does nothing. I mean, I guess it's good for like 5 seconds, but it's not my favorite. That is for sure. Alright. As a learned Kirby player, we respect the pillars in this household. It's like one of those terrible, like, cropped memes where it's like, in this household, we respect the pillar. And it's got, like, Comic Sans as the font, and it's, like, some poorly cropped image of, like, Kirby, like, in a little, like, praying pose with, like, a cross or some shit. Ooh, fire? I will take fire. You are usually good for puzzles. Ah! Rude, not gonna lie. Fire and rock, that makes the magma one, doesn't it? I think it does. Man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of getting my ass handed to me, ain't I? This is terrible. Oh, you know, I could just be using my ability that I have. That would probably make my life a lot easier, yeah. Go figure. I love just making things harder for myself for no reason. Man, have there been any crystals so far? What are you? Ow. Fire and needle, what did this make? The bow, god damn it. Why do I keep forgetting that it makes the one ability I don't like? Good. Oh, goodness. Alright, well. What do you do? Give me you. No? I cannot have? Oh. Apparently he's nothing, which is a little surprising. Get puffed on. Ooh, 1-up. I will, in fact, take that. I need those. The way I'm playing, absolutely do I need those. Oh, you can't suck them up. That's pretty bad. Oh. Well, that was not the solution I expected, but it worked. Stuck on a puzzle, just fall through the floor. Easiest solution. Get puffed on, idiot. Is there anything up here? Oh, okay. I will take an ability, at least, for whatever is to come. Hello, little demon. This might kill me. It did not kill me. It felt kind of like it was gonna, though. Oh, is the idea they need to throw fire in these? Throw fire in it. Come on, throw fire in it. Light it up. No. Weird, they look like little lamps. Oh well. Ow! Oh, I wonder if they give fire. That would be cool. Ooh, depth perception. It's a little difficult there. Yeah, and that's where I was like, I don't know if there is platform beneath me. Let's just not do that. Let's play it safe, shall we? Water. Kirby can swim. Oh, good. I don't know why he couldn't, but like, for some reason I felt like there was a thing where it was like, Kirby cannot swim. I guess that's always been a thing with Kirby games though, huh? He can always swim. Oh, and you don't have the water gun in this game. That is expressly bad. Oh, this is gonna kill me. Right idea, Kirby is just simply not quick enough to, you know, not get crushed by it. How unfortunate. Oh well, we'll live. Is there a crystal shard below there? No, because it's not a below. That is expressly a not below area. Also, I like how they have little kappas that have cutter. That's cute. And cutter is so weird in this game. Does this one have a below? No, it does not, but it did have a missing segment. I feel like that is important. Gosh darn it. Ow. Oh. That works. Sure, this is an ability. See, I feel like there's going to be like a little passage or something in one of these. And maybe I'm just overthinking it. Maybe it's just like, you know, the shard's like right up the way, but I don't know. It feels like something they would do. This is a weird power. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Oh, see, and this one's in the water too? Like, why would they put this one in the water specifically, right? If it didn't have a thing. And it doesn't have a thing. How weird. Oh well. Maybe it's further ahead. No, not up there. Alright. This has been a long level, dang. That guy was kind of cute, the little purple guy. Ooh, let's get some electric. That is expressly not what I needed to do. Alright, well, fire it is. Ow. What was electric and fire? It was something weird, wasn't it? Wasn't it like that rubby ability that kind of sucked? I'm gonna say yes, and I'm gonna not get electric and fire. I guess we haven't seen fire and fire. That could actually be pretty cool. You're freeze? What? How are you freeze? That is not what I expected. I expected him to be like the little bomb drop guy. Huh. That is not at all what I expected. How strange. Can I have another little purple guy? Yes, I can. Hopefully we can get shot real quick. Hopefully we can get some life recovery. Yes, we can. Very good. What was that middle item? Is that a branch? I recognize the cheese and the flan, but what is the branch? Is that like a... Also, oh, you have to like re-click B to get out of that. That's weird. Alright, cool. Bonk. Ooh, you know what? Let's try fire and ice. That probably gives an interesting combination.
Boom.
Oh, I missed. I'm the worst. Also, too, another thing I guess I'll talk about quick is, on the same subject of Paper Mario, I absolutely... What the heck? A burning ice cube. That is awful. But, on the subject of Paper Mario, I absolutely want to play Thousand Year Door. That is probably my favorite Mario, just straight up. I grew up with that game. I love it so much. And the remake is out on the Nintendo Switch, which I considered playing, but I really want to do the original Paper Mario first so that it's not like, you know, we're missing an entire game. I mean, I know I played like Mother 3 out of sequence. Man, I can't hit these guys for shit. But at the same time, Mother 3 is, you know, it's not entirely necessary that you've played Earthbound, and neither is it for Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. It's just there are some cute references that, you know, you won't get, and I guess the same is true with Mother 3, but still, point is, admittedly, I didn't really, or I've never really finished Earthbound properly by myself. I keep just missing. Oh my goodness. But I don't know Earthbound as well as I know Mother 3. Because originally me and my friends played through the game and we never finished it. And I mean, we got almost through that entire game. So I felt pretty strongly I could do that as a series. And plus, like I said, it's a very special game to a lot of people. And so I felt that was a really wonderful first Let's Play. Whereas, I feel like, Thousand Year Door, while that is also a game very special to a lot of people, I want to make sure I can do that game justice, and I have things worked out and figured out, so that way, you know, there's no audio issues, the visuals aren't bad, I know how to edit and things, and, you know, do stuff properly. I want to make sure I can do it justice without, you know, making an ass of myself, and also, you know, wasting time. So that's been like a big reason why I don't want to do, my goodness, voice crack. Also, that killed me, huh? I could have swore I bonked him. But, anyways, point is, I want to make sure when we go through, Thousand Year Door, that I can do it justice. And now, admittedly, I'm not sure if I'll do the remake or not. I've seen bits, or I've seen most of it. It's pretty good. Like, there's some good stuff in there. Like, the music changes, some of the areas, like the looks and stuff. They made that game gorgeous for what it is, and they kept it pretty damn faithful. I think my biggest gripe with the visuals is that they really went in on the paper aesthetic, which I'm not huge on personally. I know it's called Paper Mario, but I like the look of how Thousand Year Door already was. I like that it's coincidentally paper and not everything is paper. It's kind of the same reason I don't like a lot of the later games. Like Paper Mario 1, Thousand Year Door, and Super Paper Mario, I think are phenomenal games. And I love the fact that, you know, it's paper coincidentally. It's not the entire thing is paper and that is the entire theme. It's kind of where the later games, like, say, Sticker Star, Origami King, and Color Splash all went wrong. I feel like they ditched the fact that, you know, it was coincidentally paper and, you know, primarily an RPG with actual leveling and good combat mechanics. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. I feel like so many people online have already shit on Sticker Star and the later games so much that it's like, I don't need to add anything to that. But at the same time, it does just kind of suck, you know? It's like for such a long time, the original 3, I would say, Paper Marios were honestly pretty beloved. I mean, sure, when Super Paper Mario came out, that was a pretty big dividing game that a lot of people were unsure of if it was very good or if they liked it. But, I mean, going back to it, that is a Paper Mario game through and through. While it doesn't have the turn-based battles, I think the platforming does it some favors. I think it's really fun and offers a very good challenge for being as different as it is. While it may not be, you know, my favorite Paper Mario, I think obviously Thousand Year Door is. I think it's my second favorite. I really like it that much. I don't dislike the first Paper Mario at all. I really like that game. It's just, it's not the one I grew up with. And I have really fond memories of playing Super Paper Mario with my mother. So that's a very special game to me. And I mean, obviously I've played the original Paper Mario because, you know, I have it on the Wii Virtual Console. Of course I've played it. But, you know, it's not the one I grew up with like Thousand Year Door. Because, admittedly, I was mostly a GameCube child. Like, I grew up with a Super Nintendo, a Nintendo, an N64, you know. But, like, Game Boy Advance and Wii, or not Wii, oh my god. I guess technically the Wii too, yeah. But namely, Game Boy Advance and GameCube. That was my era. And for a very long time, I actually started collecting Game Boy Advance games, which I think really jump-started me collecting games. I super loved just getting them, and not only as a, you know, a physical medium, but, you know, for the love of games, too. So, like, for me, a lot of those things were super important to me. And, like, I remember we used to go to, back when the first YMCA by me opened up, I remember they had a GameCube. And, you know, for kids, like, if they didn't want to be physical or whatever, they would let them play on the GameCube. And so me, being the cheeky little bastard I was, because it was namely my grandma who's watching me, so she would bring me to the Y with her, I would bring my GameCube games because I knew that I could play them there. And I think they had a couple. I think the biggest one they had was, I think it was Donkey Kong Jungle Beat with the bongos. So, like, I never owned the game myself, but I did play the entirety of it at the YMCA, which is, I'm certain, very weird. But it is what happened. So yeah, I remember I would bring, I'd bring Thousand Year Door. I would bring, I think a SpongeBob game. I think it was the SquarePants movie, not Battle for Bikini Bottom, though I did have that too. I don't know what happened to my copy of it, and I lost it since, which I'm super sad about. But, yeah, I remember those being, like, the big three that I played. Mario, SpongeBob, and Donkey Kong. Super weird, but whatever. I guess, too, another big fun thing, speaking of the YMCA, I used to take swim lessons there, like, back when, like, I mean, I was really young, right? I was, like 6 years old, we're talking. It may be a little older or younger. I'm not super sure. Point is, oh, you know what? I bet Freeze and Needle's a really cool ability. I don't know why I thought this would be Needle. But, Freeze and Boomerang, or Cutter, that could be really cool. But, on one of the ways to one of the swim lessons or whatever, right? I ended up slamming my thumb in the car door. Like, to the point where, like, the entire nail came off. And, like, that was really bad. Oh, this is a super cool ability. And I remember, right, like, originally, when it happened, I didn't, like, feel it. So, like, I closed the door on my thumb by accident. And then I tried to walk away. And I remember getting yanked back by my arm because I didn't feel the pain of the car door being slammed on my thumb. So I didn't know what to do because I was so young. And so I just started, you know, being like, hey, grandma, like, I need help, you know, like, I slammed my thumb in the car door. And she's like, oh my God, what happened? And I mean, after, you know, after that initial realization, that pain kicked in, and oh my God, was it one of the worst feelings I think I've ever felt in my life. I mean, to be fair, and I will say this, I've been a very lucky person in the fact that I haven't gotten hurt a whole lot. Like, I mean, look, you know, later in my later teen years, I've started, you know, like I started to whittle sticks and things like that, make like, you know, play swords or whatever out of sticks. You know, typical, you know, teen boy things who, you know, love video games and play RPGs with, you know, Link being like a huge inspiration, right? Point is, I've cut myself pretty bad, you know, to the point where like I've fainted from how much blood I've lost. I've never gone to the ER or anything like that. And like, you know, my fingers are totally fine. But point is, that's kind of the worst I've ever done to myself. So like that, you know, the thumb in the car door, man, did that hurt like a, ooh. So yeah, I don't know why I started thinking about that, but admittedly, that's probably something I bring up during when we play Thousand Year Door, just, you know, probably during some of the backtracking of like, yeah, you know, I have some fond memories of this in the YMCA and slamming my thumb in the car door. Which, you know, it's just one of those things that it's like, why do you remember that? And it's like, well, come on, you know, a little bit of trauma goes a long way, right? So yeah, you know, it's one of those moments that as a child, you know, you don't think will be a good story to tell later. But I mean, you know, looking back at it, I'm like, yeah, that's a wonderful tale. People got to know about this. Yeah, I don't know why I'm talking about that during Kirby, of all games. I barely didn't get that. I'm so sad. But yeah, I just thought that was, you know, an interesting little story. I probably need double rock for that, don't I? Well, we know where to get that. Back to our favorite level. But yeah, I thought that was just a super funny thing that it was like, you know, like looking back, it's like, what kind of dumbass kid was I that I didn't even realize for a minute I had slammed my thumb in the car door? Like, oh, I can still remember it too. Like, oh my God, like the image of it, like that disgustingly swollen purple skin like under the thumb, because the nail came clean off. Like it was, ugh. It was one of the worst things I think I've ever seen. It was terrible. I mean, not, you know, like tragedy-wise or anything, but like one of the worst things I have physically seen in person. All right. Like obviously I've seen, you know, terrible things like wars and gore and violence and stuff like that throughout the years, you know, of course. But you get the idea. Like that was pretty bad for like 6-7-year-old me, however old I was. Like, oh, man, was that gnarly. And of course, you know, I choose to talk about this during Kirby because it's the most appropriate game for this conversation. But, you know, it is what it is. I mean, to be fair, how I got here was, you know, fairly simple. I started talking about Thousand Year Door because I wanted to play Paper Mario, but here we are being fools and thinking that we can use the Wii U Pro Controller for the good old Wii Virtual Console. So yeah, hopefully, and I may actually have a solution to this quicker than I think, which is kind of awesome. Me and friends were gonna go out to a basically I guess not hardware, I guess maybe, yeah. Basically a computer part and like digital stuff, like hardware renewal store. So we were gonna go to a couple of those. We do this, you know, every other, like, say, Tuesday or whatever, or usually once each Tuesday. But usually we go there, we go out, get dinner or lunch, depending on what time it is, go do whatever else. And sometimes they have video game things, right? So, like, the one that's, like, closer to us, they usually don't have too much. They have, like, some things, right? Like, they have more, like, games and whatever, whereas, like, the bigger one that's, downtown from where we are, that has, like, consoles and stuff. I actually bought a refurbished PlayStation 3, which, once I get an HDMI splitter, we can start recording things on that. which that'll be super exciting. I'm super excited for that in the future. Like, eventually I want to do the Silent Hill games, Silent Hill 1, because you can actually still go in the stores for PlayStation 3 and still buy stuff, which is insane. You can't add funds in that store itself, but you can add funds online via your PSN account and still buy stuff through it, which is awesome. So that's actually something I want to do, is get Silent Hill 1 that way, because I have 2 and 3. Let me tell you that cost me a pretty damn penny in the good year of it. I think it was like 2020 or 2021. I think it was 2021 actually, or 2022. Either ways, point is, I want to play the Silent Hill games at some point. And that's probably the best way for me to play Silent Hill 1 is to get an HDMI splitter and then play it through the PlayStation 3 once I buy the game on PSN. Now you might be wondering, why do you need a HDMI splitter in order to use the PlayStation 3? Well, turns out the PlayStation 3 has what is known as, I believe it's DHCP. Basically, it's a content protection, which is what the CP is. It's like I forget what the first two. It's like high definition content protection or something. The entire point was that companies were worried that people would record things via, say, Netflix or Hulu or like music through their game systems. So later consoles and systems enable DHCP when you go into, you know, the corresponding apps. So like on your Nintendo Switch or your Wii U or later PlayStations, it'll turn on DHCP if you go into like the Hulu app or the Netflix app or the, you know, Bing Bong Willie app that shows you whatever sort of TV shows, like, you know, I think Crunchyroll, whatever. Like I don't even know what's on there because again I don't watch stuff, so like I never knew this originally. But for whatever reason, the intelligent minds over at Sony decided that their entire console should always have DHCP no matter what you do. So basically, in order to effectively record the PlayStation 3, also, man, I got super lucky that I chose the right path the first time. In order to record the PlayStation 3, back on topic, you need to take the HDMI video and splice it, or split it. So you need an HDMI video splitter that can take the DHCP blocking signal and get rid of it while still enabling the actual video output for the system itself. It's a fairly simple thing, and there are absolutely ways to do this that are, you know, fairly cheap. Point is, you need to get a splitter if you're going to record the PlayStation 3. I'm sure anyone who's done recording stuff themselves or, you know, was around the PlayStation 3 era during like Let's Plays and stuff like that, you know, who's been around, I'm sure you know about this. But like for me, it was this whole new world that I was like, oh god damn it, you know, like here I thought I found something really great that it was like, yeah, I don't have a PlayStation 3, it'll be great to just record this, it has HDMI, it'll work fine, you know, like great, that's so cool. No, I was entirely wrong, which, oh well, I guess. You know, it is what it is. Like, what am I gonna do? Complain about it? Like, nah, it's all right. So yeah, though, I just thought that was interesting, like learning all that. And I will say that's been one thing that's been interesting about doing Let's Plays and recording things is like just how much there is behind it in learning, like editing, all the, you know, video compressing and like, you know, the different formats, the files, the holder, like everything. It's insane how much there is behind this. Like, if you watch Let's Plays or whatever, and you have no idea, like, how that stuff is done, recorded or whatever, give it, like look into it one day. You'd be surprised just how much there is to learn and know about this stuff. Like, it's insane. I think for me, one of the hardest initial things was, like, just getting the microphone set up correctly. Because when I first got my mic, which is a Shure MV7, I had it set to, I think the microphone gain was like 32 or something like that, which was like the max this microphone could go. Or no, it was 36. Because originally, right, a lot of things were like, man, I can't hear anything on this microphone. And it's like, yeah, when you have it set to, you know, the default like 10 or whatever it comes at, you have to put this microphone like almost directly up to your mouth to hear anything. And I mean, now I have it set to like 15, and I have it, you know, maybe an inch away from my mouth, which is kind of why the plosives or whatever can be heard so much, and that's kind of why I need to get a pop filter, or just, you know, be better at speaking into my mic and not putting, you know, so much air into it. But point is, like learning just the microphone settings, like how to set it up, how to do like an equalizer, how to, you know, put a noise gate on it, how to do a compressor, a limiter, all these things. Like, it was an entire new world to me. And like, it was so fun learning all this stuff. But at the same time, I mean, like, you know, for someone who's never done it or knew nothing about it, it's insane. And then you got to learn, like, you know, oh, how do you, you know, record your videos? Well, if you're using, say, OBS, which is what I'm using, there's a whole bunch behind it where it's like, oh, you know, do you want this the same as your stream settings? And, you know, me not knowing better, I said, yeah, well, why wouldn't I? You know, like, oh, sure, of course, I'll, you know, maybe I'll stream someday, whatever. So, you know, turns out that's not what you want to do, because the stream settings have, they have a setting, or they have settings where it's based on how much data you're uploading per second. So it's like, you know, like how many megabits, kilobits, whatever per second, right? And so when you set that, it'll basically set itself so that way it's using up to a maximum amount, and it's always using that, right? But then there's another setting where basically it uses only what it needs up to a certain amount, which is what you actually want to be set to for like actual streaming. So that way, if your stream doesn't need like super intensive color or like all that stuff, so like if you're in a darker area, it uses less. Basically, the point is, these are different settings, and it's like the initial setting. Oh, you need the light bulb here, don't you? Darn. What combination was that? It was electric and fire, I think? Oh, yeah, and look, we don't even know what to press now. Because we didn't see the lights. But, anyways, point is, there's a lot behind doing videos and things that you may not have ever thought about. And it's kind of, it's kind of crazy. Like, it's a whole other world, and like, honestly, there's a fair bit that goes into to making an actual video in a series, like not only editing, right? Because like, I feel that's the one most people hear about and know about, is like editing. Like, obviously you take your video footage, you put in, you know, whatever, you edit it, you know, make it look nice, make it sound nice, whatever. Like, people know about that. That's a very known thing that happens with videos. But like, even just microphone settings, the actual video recording, the encoder, the audio, like everything, there is so much behind it that it's like you never would even think about if you know, didn't hear someone talk about it, or, you know, knew yourself that, hey, this was a thing. And it's like, it's just such an interesting, like, other world that, like, if you've never, you know, known about it or heard about it, you know, give it a look sometimes. Like, it's crazy just how much goes into stuff like this. And I'm not trying to say like, oh, woe is me, what I do is so hard, you know. It's like no, dude, like I'm legit trying to be like, hey, you know, give this a look. Like, it's kind of cool, like, just how much goes into this, and like, you know, how many different programs and other things are used in order to, you know, effectively make one video for someone to watch. Like, it's really cool. And it's honestly kind of just a nice, like, man, like, technology's kind of amazing that, you know, you can use and do all this stuff for basically free, and like, you know, put things out there like this. Like, that's insane. Like, years ago, it would have been unthinkable. It was like, oh, you need your Sony Vegas and your Adobe Premiere and, you know, all these different things, and you need the, you know, the best mic you can get on the market and whatever. And it's like, nowadays, it's like, you know, if you really wanted, like, to do, you know, Let's Plays or any sort of video content, like, pretty easily and cheaply, like, you could just straight up get, like, you know, an Xbox microphone, or, you know, something that's usable with, like, a PlayStation or Xbox, right? Plugs into your controller, plug that into a basic like laptop, have like an external capture card, download OBS, download DaVinci Resolve for free. Like, you know, like the tools are out there and it's super and readily accessible. Like, honestly, that's been kind of the coolest thing about like doing all this. It's just learning like all the bits and bobs behind it, doing it, and then making like what feels like a fairly professional like production, you know, for like a complete and total amateur. Like, it's super cool. And honestly, that's where I'm like, well, I don't know if any of this will, you know, ever be uploaded officially. Maybe it'll be like a, you know, a lost episode of, you know, Bread Rants or something, or like rambles on, right? It's still cool to like look into it and, you know, see it all and understand it. Like, I think that's one of the biggest things with like technology, especially like understanding it and knowing it and realizing like everything that went into something. It's a whole other world. It's insane. I like too how I decided that Kirby was the best game to talk about this with. Yeah, I mean, it's just cool. Like the, you know, everything we have going on right now, it's such a different world than it used to be. You know, back from when I was young to even now, and like everything else, like it's insane. But it's also really cool that it's like, you know, everything you saw growing up has, you know, become way easier and is way more accessible. So it's like, you know, when I was younger, right, I wanted to do Let's Plays for a very long time. I mean, we're talking like 2013, right? Like I was, you know, I was a young lad and I was like, man, you know, these people on YouTube play games and stuff, and this really interests me. And I love, you know, their enthusiasm for games, and I want to do this too. Like, this is so cool, right? Like, I loved that. And so, I mean, you know, seeing all that, it was like, well, why, you know, like, man, what do I need to start doing this myself? And then looking into it, it's like, oh, you need all this, you know, equipment, you need all these things, you need a powerful computer, you need this and that and all these different things that it's like I had no access to, because, you know, I was a child with no money. So it was like, yeah, it's a nice, you know, dream, right? Like doing this is, you know, something that I hope one day I can do. And luckily, I've been very fortunate in my life. And, you know, I've had some awesome friends and people I've known, even like, you know, folks from work and things that have given me some really wonderful opportunities to, you know, get things. And so like, I'm lucky enough that, you know, I have a good computer, I have all these games, I have these systems, consoles, you know, I have controllers, I have, you know, pretty good internet for what it's worth. It's not the best, don't get me wrong, but it works. I have a capture card, a microphone, all just these things that I've gathered throughout the years of me wanting to do this. And like, it's always been something in the back of my head that it's like, I want to do this. But at no point did I ever think like, you know, realistically, I'm like, am I ever actually going to be able to do this, right? Like that, you know, it's a pipe dream. It's something that it's like, it was such a far off goal that felt unrealistic for so long. And so finally doing it is really cool. And I mean, that's where it's like, it's been super exciting doing this stuff. And I mean, you know, there's been stress with it too. Like a lot of it. It's like, you know, is this entire series worth uploading? Is it, you know, is it good enough? Does it look good? Does it sound good? Is it worth watching? Is my commentary good? Does my voice sound good? You know, there's so many ifs, ands, buts, doubts, and, you know, things to think about when doing this. But like, honestly, it's been fun just going for it. And so like, you know, once I started doing it and I, you know, it started clicking with me, and I was like, man, I really genuinely enjoy this. And like, ultimately, right? It is kind of weird because it's like I'm sitting in a room just talking to myself for hours and hours and hours doing nothing but playing games. But like, it's still the fun idea that it's like I'm doing it for a purpose, right? I'm here to play this game and to show it off and to, you know, express my love for it and put it out there for people to watch and see. Some people maybe are here for, you know, to see the game. Other people are here because maybe they want to hear me talk or something, you know. There are so many different reasons for why you might, you know, be watching or seeing this, that it's like, it's so cool because it's such an interesting medium of just like this culmination of so much technology that I don't think people really think about, you know? Because it's this whole thing of like, we went from, you know, barely landing on the moon, you know, however many years ago, to having what is more advanced than the computer that put people on the moon in our pockets. And it's just insane how much technology has advanced and changed to where, you know, this is now something people can just do, like, very readily and easily. And it's super accessible, and it's like, you know, it doesn't require a lot for it to happen. It's super awesome. And, like, you know, I kind of love that. Like, it's really phenomenal. Also, I need to get Spark, and I don't know where to get Spark easily. I think there was Spark in one of these earlier. I think here? But, yeah. It's just such a cool thing that it's like when you really stop and pause and think about it all, it's like, it's really insane. And that's where, like, for me, too, you know, having grown up in this explosion of technology, right? Going from playing, like, you know, the Nintendo to the Super Nintendo to the N64 to the GameCube to the Wii to the DS to the Game Boy to the 3DS to the, you know, the Wii U to the Switch, you know, it's been this crazy explosion of technology that it's like, it's ever changing and it's constantly becoming more and more available, more powerful graphics and better things, you know, you name it, it's been there. It's insane that it's like, this is not the ability I need. That's bad. Shoot, what was it? It was electric and something that made light bulb. Was it bomb? It might have been bomb. Were you what I need? I don't think you were. You were. That's weird. That electric and bomb are what make light bulb. I guess maybe because it blows up? Yeah, I guess. But yeah. I mean, you know, obviously I'm just rambling about this stuff because I don't have much better to talk about while playing Kirby. And I mean, I could play the game, but admittedly, I don't know the game super well, so I'm kind of just very casually doing it. But yeah, it's just so cool that it's like, you know, it was originally a dream that I felt was very unreachable, to now it's something that I can very readily and easily do. And it's like, it's so cool that I can do this stuff, you know? Like, what a cool world we live in. Sure, there's terrible things, like there's tragedies, there's wars, you know, there's all sorts of not good things, but like, being able to just sit down, do something like this and share it with people and, you know, just take your mind off of things for a while. It's super nice, you know? Now, I don't want to be pretentious or anything and say that, you know, what I do is an art form or anything, right? Like, I think games and stuff, you know, absolutely are art, but, you know, I don't want to be, like, all posh about it and be like, oh, what I do is, you know, I play games and, you know, I'm a professional, you know, voice actor who plays the video games for people, and, you know, my stuff is akin to movies. But, like, you know, my whole point is that, like, it's awesome that I can do this, and I don't have to worry about it being, like, you know, some weird, like, you know, like, oh, this is some super cringe hobby that you do, you know? Like, there's a lot of people that do this. And, you know, it's a very popular and very readily accepted thing. And it's like, that's so cool. It's so cool. And I guess ultimately, like, you know, for me, it's like this was always just a dream of mine, you know? Like, I saw people doing it, doing Let's Plays or whatever, way back in, like, early 2007, 2008 YouTube. And I was like, man, how cool would it be if I could do that too someday? And so it's like finally actually doing it. Not only just with the equipment too, but admittedly, the courage to do it, you know, to put yourself out there to make something, to actually do it. That was a huge thing for me. Admittedly, I've not been the most courageous person in my life. Growing up in the era I did, it was kind of the part of the internet where a lot of people were, you know, understanding like, hey, don't put your name out there. Don't give anyone any info that could ever be traced back to you. So, like, admittedly, I kind of grew a really intense online social stigma to the point where, like, I didn't even want to have, like, you know, a Twitter account or a Facebook account or, you know, even sign up for an email. Like, I don't think it was until, like, maybe, like, 2014, 2015, when I was, you know, a teenager, that I actually got my own email. Because, you know, I was so against it and so worried. Ah. Cloud tree fish. Very good. So yeah, like, for me, you know, it was kind of a huge thing, like, working up the courage to put myself out here. Like, you know, it was a huge thing. And so finally, you know, having worked up that courage, having all the equipment, having everything ready to do this, it's been Kirby dying instantly because I'm not paying attention. No, what I was going to say is that it's been so much fun. Like, learning everything, you know, doing all this stuff, playing games for folks, you know, talking about it, you know, it's been so cool. It's something that I'm so happy I can do. And admittedly, one of the things I always kind of worried about is I never want to be pretentious about it. I never want to, you know, believe I'm, you know, hot shit or anything like that. Like, I'm not in this because I want to be popular. You know, I'm not doing this because I want to, you know, be like the @1 person, right? I'm doing this because I want to share my love for games and just have a fun time, you know? And, like, at any point, like, if I ever lose my way on that, you know, I've asked several friends to be, you know, to knock some sense into me, because I don't want that to ever be who I am, you know? I don't ever want to be the guy who's just, you know, putting slop out there because it's going to make me money, right? Like, that's so shitty, you know, in my opinion. To be fair, you know, some people got to make ends meet, you know? I'm fortunate enough in that I have friends, family, I have, you know, other ways of providing for myself other than, say, just YouTube and being popular and needing to, you know, crank out content and constantly be, you know, doing things to make money. So, like, for me, it's very much so, like, this is a hobby. You know, it's a passion project, I suppose you could even say. Maybe not in the way that, like, say, you know, someone who makes games or music or something like that is, but this is still just a way for me to, you know, put myself out there, you know, to express myself, I suppose, and to, you know, share my love of things with others. And I think that's really special, you know, the fact that someone who, you know, isn't professionally trained, doesn't really know what they're doing, can have found all of this info and all these things and put them together to make something that's, you know, effectively a very, you know, I suppose you could say professional production. Like, you know, is it on the same quality of a movie? No. Like, I'm some guy online who is playing a video game talking over it, right? But at the same time, I'm still a voice who's, you know, someone very much so doing their own thing and sharing their love of, you know, the game they're playing. So, like, you know, I love the fact that this passion project can be what it is, that it can be the passion project that it is. I do not have a power-up for this boss, and this is going to be very difficult. But yeah, I mean, admittedly, I've kind of been rambling, because at this point, it's very late at night. I spent a long time trying to get the Wii U and Paper Mario working, so forgive me for just rambling on and on. But the point is that this is just such a cool thing, and I've been so excited to do Let's Plays and to make content and do, you know, do stuff like that. It's just, it's so cool getting to finally be a part of the world that I've been watching for so long, and to finally be, you know, the someone who's doing that. Not just, you know, being an observer, but being an active participant. I think that's really the thing that is so cool about this. And like I said, I'm not doing this because I want money. I'm not doing this because I want to be popular. I'm doing it because I want to play games and have fun, and I want to join all the others who have done it throughout the years. You know, there are people out there who've made some seriously amazing and very professional productions out of doing a Let's Play. Like, people that honestly have inspired me so much. I don't want to mention any very specific names, but I mean, you know, there are folks out there that it's like, I've been watching them for so long that I couldn't imagine, you know, having ever wanted to do this stuff without them. And so it's like, you know, in a way, it's kind of a big thank you to them to be like, hey, like, you know, you inspired me to do this. And it's like, you know, you were a big inspiration in me, you know, becoming this and doing it. And it's like, I just think it's so cool. Ooh. Also, speaking of cool, this boss, I like how it's basically doing the X, Y, and Z axis for each of their attacks, which is really neat. Oh, nice. Can the other colors hurt the other ones? It looks like they can. That's good. Yeah, like the red one's the Z-axis, the blue one looks like it was the, I think the Y-axis, or maybe Z? Oh, they're changing their pattern. Uh-oh. Ow. You know what, that was probably a fair hit to take. Because that'll get rid of him. We get rid of blue. Ooh, we got one more. All right. But anyways, you know, red, green, blue, the primary colors for what's shown on a screen, and then they're doing, you know, each of the different planes for their attack. Super cool, boss. Super cool. So yeah, anyways, this has been fun. Just, you know, doing whatever, playing Kirby, talking about whatever. I don't think I'll officially do this, or, well, use this video as a Let's Play. I'll probably, you know, if I ever do come back to this game, I do want to Let's Play it at some point. I think it'd be super fun. But yeah, it's been fun just talking, you know, just chatting, talking about whatever, telling some fun stories, talking about what it's been like doing all this stuff, and just how cool it is that I can even do it. So maybe someday we'll get a full Kirby 64 Crystal Shards Let's Play, but for now, I think we've had a pretty good time just chatting and talking about whatever, just gaming casually. It's cool. So maybe this will get released as a, I guess, like, I don't know, some sort of lost episode, or just as like a fun little, like, extra. Yeah. I suppose, as always, I've been Brad. Thanks for watching and listening, and have a good one, yeah? Till next time.